Hey everyone, Karu here, and today I'll be reviewing A Boy and His Blob for the Nintendo Wii. This was released in North America on October 13th, developed by WayForward Technologies and published by Majesco Games. This is a reimagining of the 1989 NES game of the same name. The plot's very basic. You're on a planet called Blobolonia, which is really hard to say for me for some reason, and it's being threatened by an evil emperor. And your character, Matt, and his blob have to team up and basically dethrone the evil emperor to save the world. Now, many people who haven't played the original game won't know what to expect. Well, this game is a 2D puzzle platformer, and your character feeds the blob jelly beans, which transforms the blob into one of 15 different objects, which you use to solve puzzles and defeat enemies. Unlike the original NES title, this game does not take place in an open world environment, but instead has preset stages surrounding a central hub. Now, there are 10 stages, there's 4 worlds, 10 stages in the first 3 worlds, the 4th world has 8. In each world, you collect 3 different treasure chests on each level, and collecting these treasure chests unlocks a bonus stage. So you can unlock up to 10 bonus levels on the first 3 worlds, and then on the 4th world you can unlock 8 bonus stages. Now, after you do all that, there's a few more secret bonus levels that you can do, but I don't want to spoil the game too much. Now, as you can see here, I'm throwing the jelly bean and transforming him into the parachute, which you need to glide over these enemies. This game has no life bar, so you get hit once, you're dead. It's as simple as that. On the plus side, though, there are infinite lives, so you can die as many times as you want. There's also little checkpoints, which aren't visible, but once you get to a certain part of the stage and you die, you'll be close by where you died previously. Now, there are 15 different jelly beans you can use, one that you get much later in the game, which I won't spoil because when I found out what it was, I thought it was awesome and I went nuts. But the game is very, very challenging, and even though it has cutesy animation and it looks really polished and really nice, it is not a game for casual gamers. I just want to say that off the bat. People who play casual games are probably not gonna have too much of a fun time playing this. This game requires you to use your brain. Now, I've read some online reviews from various different gaming websites which docked points off of their review because they said the game was too challenging. Well, bitch, bitch, bitch. What did you expect? A Boy and His Blob, the original, was a challenging game, and thankfully, the people who made this remake, or this sequel, as they might call it, didn't stray too much from the original in terms of difficulty. They actually stayed true to the game's roots, which is great because it requires you to think and use logic, and you're not going to breeze through this game. I gotta say that besides Muramasa the Demon Blade, this is probably the second most graphically stunning game on the Nintendo Wii. I sat through and finished the entire game. I still have some challenge levels to do, but I enjoyed the living hell out of it. I've got to say that. It will suck you in, and you'll get hooked on it if you're a fan of these types of games. It'll just consume you, but you will get frustrated. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I got frustrated trying to beat levels, but it's all trial and error. You got to figure out what works in order to progress. You got to figure out, how to use the jelly beans and how to coordinate with the blob in order to get past certain puzzles. So there is a lot of logic involved, a lot of thought strategy, and it's definitely challenging. The music in the game is not that great. That's probably my only problem with the game. I think that the music is easily the weakest point of the game, probably the only weak point of the game in my opinion. It's not very catchy, there's not a lot of tunes that suck you in. It just seems like the music just kind of takes a hit, and it really wasn't that well composed in my opinion. Now, with the blob character, you can use when you throw the jelly beans, some you'll have to do in the bonus levels without the blob, and you'll have to go on without being able to use anything. For example, you'll see these yellow birds that whenever you throw a jelly bean, they will quickly swoop down and take the jelly bean from you, thus preventing you from being able to get your blob to eat it, and you'll have to figure out a way to get through that part without using any of the blob's powers. Now, as you see here, once you get a treasure chest, once you get 3, once you go back to your regular world here, you'll see this little ball of light, which will bring a special item to whatever world you're in. Now, that'll be an unlock. You can unlock all sorts of things, like there's a hidden video in the game, there's lots of concept art, there's some storyboard animations, some CGs, a music player. As you can see here, some concept art from the game. And that's most of all there is to unlock. The original Boy and His Blob game is not a hidden unlockable, neither is the Game Boy game, which is pretty obscure. That wasn't, part of the unlocks either. But I have to say the unlocks are kind of underwhelming. I think they could have did a better job, but because the majority of it is frankly concept art, and that's fine because the game's gorgeous. So it's not a big deal. But I gotta say, overall, it was really refreshing playing through this game. It took me hours to finish, but it definitely makes you think, it definitely sucks you in, and it is a hell of a lot of fun once you get used to how the game is played. You can play it with the Wiimote or the Nunchuck or the classic controller, or Wiimote and Nunchuck, excuse me. I chose to use the classic controller, and I loved it. Even though it's a 2D platformer, controlling the character with the analog stick has its moments, but overall it's pretty good. This game really puts the term white men can't jump and just pushes it to its limits. This little white kid cannot jump for shit, and I gotta say, it is so frustrating. Like, I wish the blob could just, steal the jelly beans, like rob the kid and take the jelly beans and just play through the game on his own, because he's a hell of a lot more useful. This kid can't jump for shit, and sometimes you'll slip off of little levels and try to jump stuff, and sometimes you just want to kill his stupid ass, like what I'm about to do here. I'm rocketing him up as far as I possibly can, and when he dies, he always lands on his feet. So I'm gonna let him fall to his death because I can't stand the little kid. A little fucking boy and his blob is what I call it. But this has been a Boy and His Blob for the Nintendo Wii. If you haven't played it, pick it up. It's easily my favorite game of 2009, and it's definitely a refreshing platformer for those who are fans of the genre. Until next time, take care, everybody.